Hi! Welcome in to the game number 173. Gone home. How y'all doing? I'm doing fine. Tired, but fine. As per usual, I have no idea what this game is about. But we are absolutely going to find out. A language. Yes. Overlay text? I don't know. New game, let's go. Walk using left stick, look around using the right stick. Modifiers and commentary? All lights start on disable map, unlock door doors, disable voice diaries. Commentary. Start! Somehow I have a feeling this is not going to be a very long game. We'll see, we'll see. Oh, the Fulbright Company presents.
Hi, Mom. So I got my ticket home from Europe. I get back on June 6th, but it's a really late flight because that was the cheapest, so it gets in at midnight. But don't worry, I'll get a shuttle from the airport so you don't have to pick me up. Like, really seriously, you don't have to. Okay, so, love you. See you soon. Bye.
Okay. Gone home. June 7th, 1995, 1:15 a.m. Yuck. Filter up to examine a held object. Quack. Katie, I'm sorry I can't be there to see you, but it is impossible. Please don't go digging around trying to find out where I am. I don't want mom and dad, anyone. No. We'll see each other someday. Don't be worried. I love you, Sam. Oops. Locked? Are we stuck already? Just to say. Caitlin Greenbrier, destination Portland, flight number 270, June 6th. 95. Oh. You? Oh. Oh. I want to check the contents. My passport, I got it to go on my Europe trip. Yes. Oh, cool. Is this a horror game? Weesh, I hope not. I hope not. Otherwise, I'm playing this too soon. Alright. Yes, I can. Sure, why not? Quick what? Fucking joystick drift, dude. Pretty sure I'm not gonna need any of those.
Sam. Sam. Hello. Sam.
Hi.
Sam, where are you? Really? I need to talk to you. Please be there.
Hi, Mom. So I got my ticket home from Europe. I get back on June 6th, but it's a really late flight.
Okay, we've heard that one. Sam, Daniel from the old neighborhood called. He wants to come see the new house. Call him back. Mom, Daniel is a total weirdo. The only reason I ever hang out with him in the first place is he had a Nintendo when we were little. Yeah, I'm not even a PlayStation. That looks like a phone. Yeah. Ooh, it's booby. Welcome, new student. We hope that you are as excited about your first day at Goodfellow High School as we are. Please be sure to bring the following with you on your first day of classes so that you can get right into the swing of things. One sturdy folder with pockets for each of your 6 class periods. One large notebook per period or one large notebook with 6 divided sections. At least 6 pens, blue or black ink, and 6 pencils. A lot of 6 things. One box of colored pencils, a standard combination lock for your assigned locker, a nutritious lunch or $3.5 for a lunch provided by the school cafeteria. Positive attitude. The only one that's not, like, right down. Sure. Please remember to get plenty of sleep the night before and be ready for the first bell to ring at 8 AM. See you soon and again, welcome. Beth Valance, Principal.
Oh my god. You are so lucky you finished high school before we moved into this house. So, it's the first day of school, and there I am, introducing myself to the class. And I say that I just moved into the house on Arbor Hill. All of a sudden, every kid in the room turns and just suddenly transformed into a mutant. I just stood there, wishing pretty hard for a rewind button. Because now maybe nobody knows my name, but they all know who I am. The Psycho House Girl. Great.
Psycho House Girl, huh? Hi, Mom, Dad, and Sam. I mean... What was that sound? I don't know. I'm in Paris. I have done many Parisian things, including eating a le petit déjeuner and wearing a beret. I'm going to have lots of film to develop when I get back. Sam, I'm bringing you back something from the Shakespeare Book Company since you are my favorite sister. Love you all, Katie. Weird. Shmeepy! What's up? What's up, dude? Oh, I need to sneeze. Oh. Oh god, I am so sorry. How you doing, buddy? Wow, I'm sure that moves a lot of hair. Also, it sounds weird as fuck. Combination, backlight, double-sided play, headphone on. They say that a jack of all trades is a master of none. I have to disagree. Master is not a question of specialization, but sureness of purpose and dedication to craft. If you happen to be in the market for a combination LD-CD player, you'll be glad to know that Pioneer seems to share this particular something. Oh, whoops. Well, I hope I won't need that. My back hurts, but we're good. Oh no, what happened? But you? I'm good. You can do better. I'm good. I had a couple of slices of pizza before. Yeah. Not much really going on, except I'm in this weird ass house. Doing weird ass things. I don't know what I'm even supposed to do. That's second book. Accidental Pariah. Terence L. Greenbrier. Message from our future saved the president's life once, but within the next 24 hours there will be another attempt and the lines of communications are down. New spawn for today's audience. Telling a thriller worth its salt. Yay. Stranger under my roof. Kind of impressive. November 1st, 94. Dear Terence, David asked me to write you regarding the reviews you've been submitting the last few months. Frankly, they're becoming more trouble than they're worth from an editing standpoint. There's a word limit. It's your job to stay under it, not mine to cut back to it. Even then, it's becoming harder and harder to weed out tangents and non-sequiturs. The usable copy, without heavy rewrites. The readers of Home Theater Aficionado want to hear about the quality and value of the hardware, not ruminations on your childhood. If it were up to me, I wouldn't be writing this letter. I'd just be cutting you loose. Son of guys half your age who would take half your rate to write stuff I could actually use. But David's known you for a long time and he's the boss, so I'm giving you one more shot on his say-so. You should write him a nice note thanking him for his patience and generosity. Look through your old stuff and start submitting reviews like that again, then everybody will be happy. Brent Kurtwood, news editor, Home Theater, Aficionado magazine. Okay, so 1451. I'm pretty sure that goes here. 1451. 1451. 1451. 1 4 5 1 0 4 5 1. I don't know where I got the 1 from. Dear Mr. Mason, please find enclosed your original document and a typed copy for your records. The notarized copy has been filed at our offices. Thank you for entrusting our firm with this important matter. Sincerely. Jeffrey Wise. People again Wise, attorney. It's a testament. I, Oscar Mason, possessing full competence of mind and memory, and after full survey of valued items to my name, do hereby declare this document my last will and testament. The following shall hold true upon my passing. 1. I declare that I am lifelong resident of Boone County, that I am unmarried and have no children. 2. I declare that I have no outstanding debts to my name, to any creditors living or dead. 3. I do hereby bequeath every item of value of which I may die possessed, including the dwelling and surrounding acres located at Arbor Hill, as well as any and all personal property and moneyed accounts, to my nephew, Terence L. Greenbrier Jr. of Ellis County. Oh. In the event that said Terence L. Greenbrier Jr. should predecease me, that's a weird word, then and in such event, the bequest to him shall fall, and the same is bequeathed to his children as ordered by age and competence and stewards of the estate. Subscribe my name to this will this 13th day of August 73 information. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't read that. I can kinda read it. Not really. I can read some of it. Let's say it that way. Oh. Two stories. I was a teenage drag queen. Fresh. So fresh. No guess how to stop words. Can't even turn it around. Why not? Sorry, not sorry for littering. So I'm not quite sure what the goal of this game is. Oh, it's delayed. But yeah. Guess we'll find out maybe soon enough. And I don't know if this is supposed to be like a horror game. I guess not.
And Wistaria County. Residents are strongly urged to stay indoors and secure all windows and doors.
What?
Flood conditions are expected at lower elevations.
Flooding? Oh man, who ate my pizza? God damn it. Oh wow, that's a really low crouch. Why would...
This is a severe...
Why? I'm getting a guy kinda creeped out. Terry, hey man, how you been? I know you're a published author and everything now, but my editor at Hi-Fi Aficionado has too much review work to go around, and he's looking for another freelancer. Naturally, I thought of you. You were saying in your cast letter how much of a pain it's been trying to find a publisher for your latest work of literature, and writing stereo reviews is that simple. Sit at home with a glass of scotch, listen to some records and write up how it sounds, and then get paid. I've included some issues of the mag use as examples. If you're interested, send some samples to my editor. And tell him your old college... What, Mike? Chum? Mike sent you? Here's the address. Do it! Alright, shush. Heard enough. Andromeda Strain. Airplane. Moonraker. VHS. Been a while since I've used any of those. The... Heaven? Hanging at the edge of the world, Samantha Greenbrier, Grade 2. Story. The Turtle People, Part 1. Captain Allegra looked off at the ocean. It went on forever, or so it seemed. Someday she would find the edge and get to the paradise there. And she heard a cannon fire. Boom! It was the Black Pirate ship, oh no. She yelled, I thought we lost them at Horse Island. The first mate said, looks like you thought too soon. Black ship came up alongside. Captain Black himself came out on the deck of the black ship. He yelled to Captain Allegra, "You never gonna find the edge. There ain't no paradise and your father were a liar." Lear. Captain Allegra yelled back, "Then why do you keep following us, you imbecile?" First mate yelled out, "We'll stop you, Captain Black. Point the edge of the world and you'll see her father was no liar." Battle kept going until Captain Allegra's ship got away. "Now west," she said, and the ship sailed towards the sunset. It's one amazing story there, buddy.
You know that feeling
Oh.
where the first moment you see someone, it's like they have a big gold star around them, and you have to get to know them? Well, there's this girl. I think she's a senior. She's usually dressed kind of punk, but sometimes I see her in this, like, army uniform. She's always drawing in this notebook, looking so intense. I had no idea how I would ever, like, have an excuse to talk to her. Till I noticed she and her friends hang out and play Street Fighter at the 7-Eleven every day after school.
Fighter? Hell yeah! Hi Terry. Enclosed, please find a Pioneer TLDD 703 unit. Modem cables. We need a half-page review for the October issue, so that gives you about 2 weeks to get us the copy Friday. Standard stuff like you gave us on the CLDD 502. It's a combi player, so check its CD playback with a few discs as well. It's Laserdisc, and they want us to definitely hit the signal to noise ratio and Toslink stuff for high-end buyers. Looking forward to your take on it. Enjoy the unit. Ah, Toslink. I still use stuff that use like optical cables. Street Fighter. Hell yeah. You're the new girl, Sam. I'm Tommy, I'm at the back. Aren't you? Something if you get this. Oh, smile. Wave if you get this. Right back. Hi, Tommy. Yes, I'm Samantha, and yes, I'm new. What's up? Just thought, since you're new, maybe you could use a friend. I don't have a lot of friends either, and so I thought I'd ask something if you don't mind. Do you mind? No. No, I don't mind. You want to ask. Was it just you? Was it just your ankle went psycho? Does it run in the oh my god. That's fucked up. Oh, in here. Coupons. Save 25 fucking cents. Department of Agriculture, U.S. National Forestry Manual, Northwest Region. Dry burn procedures and precautions. Actually, can't open it. Yay. A big house, man. Real big. All the lights. I'm scared, okay? I'm not scared, I'm just a little creeped out. I don't know what to expect, honestly. Reproductive system worksheet? Oh. Ain't reading that. Very dark. World history. Dr. Cheaters. More of the same books. The Accidental Savior.
I've done the best I could to keep from feeling blue. Can get you off my mind. What am I gonna
Voodoo, milk.
Orange soda. Wow.
Why, Daddy, I didn't know you were.
I'm right here looking at you, honey. If it ain't me, it's my shadow.
Shush. Booze. I love me some booze. Oh no. Whoops. Well, hi, at least it didn't break. Van Regen is still in Ireland. More letters. Dear Mr. Greenbrier, I wrote to inform you that unfortunately Mercury Books will be unable to publish your follow-up to The Accidental Pariah. Despite the low sales of The Accidental Savior, we went ahead with publication of the second book in hopes of the John Russell series catching on. However, sales of the second book have in fact been lower than those of the first, and so our stewardship of the series must end. It has been a pleasure working as your publisher, and we wish you and John Russell the best in your future endeavors. Sincerely, Donald Fripps. Sure, Mercury Books Incorporated. I don't know why I'm just taking all the bottles off. But here we are. Oh, can I open this? Nope. Never mind then. Nope. It's fucking... Ooh. Oh wow, really? Okay, we have a 1 and we have a 6. Sure. Katie, please tell mom and dad sorry about the stuff that's missing, Sam. Why missing? Please, whatever you found, don't tell mom and dad. Heck. The attic something. Locked. Oh, maybe there's a key in here. Maybe not. It's a lot of reading. I mean, I wouldn't even have to read this out loud, but I am going to. Hi Lonnie, so if you wanted to come over to my house till this afternoon, that would be cool. I can drive. Kind of far, but I can drive you home too, so hopefully that's fine. Right back and leave this in my locker if you still want to, and we can meet in the parking lot after 6th. Yeah. Yeah, I'm totally in. See you there. I'm gonna peek. You are butt. Get ready. Oh, this for like Street Fighter?
So you know what they say about the best laid plans of mice and men? Yeah, turns out it applies to Street Fighter too. At least I worked up the courage to walk into the 7-Eleven and ask for a turn, but all that practice at home did not exactly translate in the wild. So after I was finished getting my butt kicked, I followed them outside while they smoked. And that was when she asked me if I was that psycho house girl. But then she said she's always really wanted to see the psycho house.
Oh.
Her name is Lonnie. She's coming over tomorrow.
I'm excited. Where's the damn key? Oh, the X-Files. Oh, Robocop. All kind of stuff. Well, I still haven't been to the other side of the house. So... maybe there's something in there. I checked these. What are you gonna... Did y'all hear that? Was it this one? It was not that one. Look at them go. What timetable? Cool. Ooh. Huh. Like a little... Hecho en Mexico. Made in Mexico? That's cool. Pick up one of my trophies. What are we winning? Regional track and field finals, April 21st, 90. 100-meter relay, first place. Jamie Blum, Carl Jones, John Rossi, Caitlin Greenbrier. That's us! We're Caitlin. Caitlin Greenbrier, the liar. There's long jump events. Okay. I have lights? Oh. We can indeed have lights. Locked! Oh, god damn it. I don't like locked doors. The what? I did test. Something to work from nowhere. Left on Crabtree, right on Bullhorn. 6 down to 47N, right on to 202E. Entrance and rights past Wage Road. Okay. Oh. Let's go upstairs. Itchy. Control burn scheduled for Boone County. Plumes of smoke will rise above the northeastern region of Boone County over the better part of next week as part of a Forestry Service run controlled burn of overgrown sections of the Flintlock National Forest. Forestry crews have been preparing the area for months. Burn operation will take place between 8 AM and 5 PM on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and possibly into Thursday, depending on speed of progress according to the Forestry Service. In addition to removing dead and overgrown vegetation that can lead to wildfires in drier months, the operation will serve as a valuable training tool. Forestry and firefighting personnel involved, say its senior conservationist Janice Greenbrier. Mom? Smoke will likely linger in the area through the following weekend. Uh-huh. Oh, it's dark. I don't like it. I don't know why I'm so creeped out about this. And that just makes me wonder how shitty it's gonna be in Spooktober. Weekly planner. Staff. Notice of temporary personal transfer. Late in the upcoming prescribed burn operation, a ranger with expertise in the procedure is being transferred to the station at Flintlock National Forest, effective 9/2/94. Please see attached personal file. The overseeing officer at Flintlock Forester Station, senior conservationist Janice Greenbrier, is charged with the supervision of transferred personnel. The duration of transfer will be based upon performance evaluation as well as the recommendation of the overseeing officer. Bruce Pendleton. Wild what now? Oh, Braver. Cool, dude. It's really cool. Huh? Rat Mobile? Timothy? Oh! Oh! That's little physics. That's cool.
It's weird hanging out with girls. Daniel was around ever since I was little, and other girls? I don't know. But being around Lonnie is like instantly just right. I gave her the grand Psycho House tour and took my revenge on Super Nintendo. And it was like, I don't know, I finally found someone I feel normal around. I drove her home and she gave me this tape and said, "You have got to listen to this." I haven't stopped playing it since.
Yeah, she had a crush. I think the creative writing track world would be perfect for you. Mrs. Blah 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 blah. Too much. Too much. Where are all the things? Adventures the Cat returns. Okay. Cool. Really nice. Oh, that's cute. Stare? Staring is not good. Super Spitfire. Amazing. Is this Street Fighter then? Journey of Crystal. How many games? Sonic Boom. What? Haven't had that much to drink, Jodie Foster. How many fingers am I holding up? You better not be reading my secret diary again. Here you go, Mitten. Have some pate. Gross. Wait, why do I have a locker in my room? Assuming. I don't know. I can just grab it. I can just grab it. Grab it.
We're so cool, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're so cool, cool. We're so cool, yeah, yeah. Fuck you too, cool schmuck.
Got your number. Just gonna crush him. Oh, dreamy. Alright, I got some reading to do. Can't have the music bothering us. The King's Labyrinth, Chapter 2, Fraying Threads. Captain Allegra, still in the... Oh! Captain Allegra. Still in her flowing skirt and sturdy jerkin, descended the single shining thread into the lower cavern of the labyrinth. He and the first mate, on their own now, grew closer to their goal, the throne room of the dead immortal king of the island. The first mate slid down the line onto the stone floor. She swept chalky bone dust from the front of her canvas trousers and looked up at Allegra. The silken thread, nigh unbreakable thanks to the enchanting moths that inhabited the island, trailed behind, leading their way back to the entrance. From further into the labyrinth, a moaning began to echo. Somebody's having sex. The moaning grew louder and clearer. It turned into words from some ancient language they could not understand. The king's cursed voice. The hairs on Captain Allegra's arms stood on end. He looked back at the first mate, whose eyes remained locked on the blackness of the passage for a moment too long before noticing the captain's gaze. First mate nodded silently head. Following the king's ghostly song... Fucking thunder. Following the king's ghostly song deeper and deeper into the labyrinth, they came upon a rocky gap spilling forth otherworldly blue light. The great basin of the dead king's throne room lay below. Skeletal in rotted robes, the king was hunched over the blue orb topping his loyal scepter. Shadows of his bony fingers danced on the walls like ghouls. As he sang, wailing souls flowed in one by one. I'm so sorry. Through the cracks in the cave walls, pulled into the orb, causing it to glow brighter and brighter. Behind the king, a long staircase, I think, from rock led down into the chamber from a passage at the top. Allegra said, "We have the advantage in numbers. I will draw his attention and then you..." But the first mate interrupted. "No, I am smaller and quicker, and you know of dealing with mystic energies like these. I will circle to the other side, get the king's attention, and lead him on a merry chase." He held up the silk line, all traced by this invincible thread, of course. Allegra said, "It is a good plan, but perhaps we should go together." First mate shook her head. "You know this is our best chance. Don't be afraid for me." They grasped hands and exchanged 3 tight squeezes, their palms growing warm. First mate tied the shining thread to the belt of her trousers, gave a quick salute and a wink, and dashed off. Allegra waited, staring vigilantly across at the top of the stairs where the first mate was to appear. King continued his... Wait, no. No, the singing stopped. King turned and began walking up the stairs. Allegra wanted to call out, to do anything to stop the first mate from running headfirst into danger. She tried tugging on the line. No signal. You signal her. No use. The king was nearly at the top of the stairs when the first mate burst through the passageway. She skidded to a stop, even from across the yawning basin. Allegra could see the first mate's eyes grow wide. He turned and ran. Summoning his undead power, the king left the ground levitating, gliding behind her with distressing speed. From some dank passage much too far away, Allegra heard the first mate scream. He was already running toward the sound. The line in Allegra's hand went taut and shuddered, fell slack to the stone floor. As Allegra ran, she was gathering a line, twisting it around her arm. It came to its end. The unbreakable thread dangled limply, its end shredded and frayed in her hand. She tossed it to the ground and ran. Aw. Man, Sam had the slug in 4th grade. Kinda cute. Mitten! Where the cat? Where the cat? Where the cat? Where the cat at? Samantha. S is for special, A is for adorable, M is for merry, A is for affectionate, N is for nice, T is for thoughtful, H is for honest, A is for admirable. You know. Oh, John Lee moves. Fireball, lightning kick, helicopter kick, air stomp. It's a lot of stuff to explore or read and stuff. Something. Not a challenging assignment, metal black for family portrait. Reasonable subject but not complex. When I said that Mom and Dad should be replaced with parents' names, I did not mean just add them underneath. Acceptable leveling on the edges, show more pride in work. Huh. Rude. Yay. Grab Steggy? Stelly? Oh. Steggy! Yay. It's Steggy. Red flag. Lamp. Lamp! Just the same. Yeah, it was. Good fellow. I don't know why I'm doing that. Here we are. I'm surprised it wasn't locked. Hang on. Why is there 2 doors to this one room? Don't know what is the letter. To whom it may concern, I, Samantha Greenbrier, am 17 years old. I am therefore an independent, fully functional human being. The fact that you still forbid me from going into the city on my own is frankly absurd. Compared with Katie, who is only 3 years older than me, and yet you allowed her to go all the way across an ocean to another continent on her own. I just want to spend an evening in a normal, totally safe city on my own, like a human being, and since you may also remember that I have my own car now, you can't really stop me. Warmest regards, your daughter Samantha. Damn, stop leaving every damn light in the house on. That is your sister. Nicole. Again, he wants his Nintendo game back. Well, boo-hoo, sad story, bitch. Need you wear goggles or rubber gloves when handling anything in this room? Kinda Grinch, not gonna lie. Oh, tampons! I am glad I'm a man. If I'm being completely honest. Hold up, is that fucking blood? Everything alright here? What has happened? Guess this one's broken. Your mom's broken. Fine. Hmm? Oh. Yep, pretty sure that's blood. What color? Oh! Oh, it's hair color. It's hair color.
Lonnie brought her hair dye over today. She said, I need to fix these roots. Think you could help? Dyeing hair is weirdly intimate. I don't know if I've touched someone else's scalp before. It's pretty intimate, right? It felt intimate.
Such a crush.
We looked into the mirror together after, and I expected her to say something about how it looked crappy or good or whatever. But that's when she said, "You're so beautiful."
Oh.
And she was looking at me.
Oh.
Right in that moment, I wanted to say something, but I waited. And the moment was gone.
Hey Sam, do you want to see Pulp Fiction after school at the Coliseum? Came out last week and I thought won't shut up about it, so either it's good or we can make fun of him for liking it. My mom is supposed to cook dinner for us tonight for a change. But I can just ditch out on it, probably. What time? Also, isn't the movie supposed to be really violent? Am I going to barf? According to Todd, it is pretty hardcore. I guess Uma Thurman gets stabbed in the heart with a heroin needle, so that's kind of hilarious. Also, something about cheeseburgers is important. Todd wants to see it again. 250, okay. Don't barf. Alright, see you then. Open the backpack. Got it. Got him. Got him. Spin me right round, baby, right round. Like a record, baby, right round, round, round. That's just a... Oh, that's a lot of jeans. Wait. Oh, barf. Oh, it's a condom. Nero lubricated. One premium lubricated latex condom. Oh. Been a while since I've had to use those. What is this? Hamper. What's a hamper? Hamburger. Here, Dan? Oh, honey, let me tell you, I understand how you feel. Bob and I have had our own periods. It's become a bit of a way of life, actually. You get used to each other. You live your own lives in the same house. The kids grow up, they go away. Sorry, this isn't helping, is it? Don't worry. Harry will get over whatever is distracting him. Things will go back to normal, and as for Sam being distant, that's a teenager for you. Nothing to worry about. In the meantime, though, this controlled burn sounds like quite the adventure. Let's get to the chase. To this what? This new Ranger they sent? That's what I want to hear about. Ranger Rick? You have to be kidding me. Too perfect. You have to tell me everything. Send pictures. I want the whole package. Wait, that sounded wrong. Keep your chin up until Harry's out of his slump. In the meantime, write more letters to your old friend. Carol? Dorston? That was almost difficult to read. Almost. Y'all have a TV in the fucking closet? I guess that makes sense. Dear Mom, Dad and Sam, I am in the channel. This is my second passage through the channel. I'm on my way back from London, this time going to Brussels, Belgium. Sorry I didn't write you on the way to London, but I was too excited about the channel. London was great, Dad. Great, Dad, I know you've always wanted to visit and I think you really should. You'd love it. If you all wanted to come back here as a family sometime, I guess I could be convinced. Love you all, Katie. Love y'all. What's this? Coaster. That's a mighty thick coaster there, buddy. This card? Unknown dimensional literature. Yes, publisher. Communication must become total and conscious before we can stop it. Why would you want to stop communication? I still don't know what the end goal is here. What am I supposed to do? That's okay, I think. Watercolor technique for fluorescent still live. Are your watercolors looking to improve your skills? So was Bradford Gregory once. Since he began painting with watercolors at the age of 40, he has gone on to win countless awards in national and international exhibitions. Now, with watercolor technique for fluorescent still lifes, he shares his years of watercolor experience with you. This book doesn't contain lists of rules, but principles and concepts that will lead you down the path to fulfilling your personal potential as an artist. Pulling on them strings, buddy. Huh? Oh. I have read that before. I'm leaving literally all the lights on. Cinnamon? Can't open these. What kind of bullshit is this? Lights, camera, action. After the honeymoon, rediscovering your spouse, personally, spiritually, sexually. Reverend Alexander Michael. It may seem inevitable that the spark you and your spouse shared on your honeymoon should fade over time. It doesn't have to be. Reverend Alexander Michaels will show you how to rekindle the fire you once had. Part 1 provides simple steps to reopen the lines of communication between you and your spouse, allowing you to face the problems you share as partners instead of rivals. Part 2 leverages the Reverend's decades of service to God. Helping you connect with a higher power, you'll draw strength from a spirituality you may not even know you have. Part 3 offers a number of fresh and exciting ideas for the bedroom, including a few things that may surprise you. The reserves of passion for your spouse run deep, you just have to know where to look. Reverend Michaels will show you the way. Show me the way, Daddy. How long have I played streaming? I almost said only a year. Only an hour. That's what I meant to say. Hey, Mom and Dad were... I'm scared. Mom and Dad were going to make up a guest room for you to stay in over the summer, but you came home on such short notice that they weren't around to do it. You can use my room if you want. Won't be needing it anymore, Sam. No clips in. Ow, I lost my bread. Oh no, not the bread. Hi. Hello, not a nice person. How's it going, man? Position book. Tidings journal. Tall shadow in the upstairs hall. When I rounded the corner, no one was there. How tall was Uncle Oscar? Note, I was not wearing my glasses. Faint voice coming from the bottom of the stairs. I said, "Hello." Did not investigate. Probably was the furnace. Furnace? Here? It's going good. Baked a cake from my mom yesterday. Damn! What kind of cake? I love cake. Poured milk from Arthur in fridge. It was spoiled. Pretty sure I read that Spirit Skin sour milk. It was just bought yesterday. Ooh. Also ghost milk. Ooh. Bonnie says she feels a presence in the TV room. I suddenly begin to feel cold. Build a protective pillow fort. Bonnie and I employ the Ouija board medium. Disturbing messages are conveyed from the other side. Oscar is definitely here. Enlisted Lonnie to stay up all night and help patrol premises, recording any signs of otherworldly presence. Lonnie reported many sightings, but all remained unconfirmed. Possible ectoplasm in attic. Probably due to leaky roof. Sample taken just in case. Despite our best efforts, we both fell asleep around 4 AM. All in all, a successful night. Huh. You were thinking what my something ribbons meant. There's a handy guide. Everything's find my way around. Tommy has granted me a certified killing machine. I am a born adventurous. No borders can hold me. The army recognizes this. So if you didn't think I was cool before, now you do. Something about women in the military, whether it be like wherever really. I just have mad respect for that. What's evaluation? Exemplary in fucking everything. Damn, girl. Oh, not girl. Damn, man. Sick. Richard Pattermach. Exemplary in knowledge and skill, communication, work ethic, safety procedures, punctuality, and overall. Supervisor comments. Oh, yeah, actually. Ranger Pattermach has been indispensable during the course of the prescribed burn preparation and execution. I believe his expertise and dedication has been the deciding factor in the success of a very complex and challenging conservation effort. I keep saying effort, but it's effort. In the opinion of the Flintlock Forest staff, Rick's contributions to daily operations have become essential to the outfit's continuing success. To this end, I will be formally submitting paperwork requesting his permanent reassignment to this facility. Oh damn, impressive. App? Halloween show, the Misfits, they're awesome. Don't forget your costume, Stygian Lounge. See you there.
Sometimes you just have to lie to Mom and Dad. Like when Lonnie asked me to see a band with her and stay over at her friend's place in the city after. That's a lie to Mom and Dad's situation. But it was so worth it. The girls on stage were just so loud and real and awesome. And everybody was moving together like one huge tide of sound. Between two songs, Lonnie leaned over and said, "How do you like your first show?" I was so happy. I felt tears starting in my eyes. And then she up and hugged me. I think she could tell.
He knows there's a crush. Let's listen. This thing's gonna be punk. Okay. Not really my kind of music. Not really. Oh, what? Shit, that's awesome. I don't even know how to sew, but I want one. Can I not... Can I close it? Nope. Well, I guess we're stuck with that now. Healthy choices, skills for a healthful. Healthful life? Is that a word? Healthful? Yes, it is. Fourth edition. Put it back. Oh, whoops. Map. Lonnie, holy crap, I was in the library and noticed something in the corner and I found a secret passage. It had Oscar's creepy old stuff in it. Room, upstairs hall, bathroom, closet, bedroom. Okay, I've got to see this. We're skipping 6th. Bathroom closet. Huh. What? Captain Allegra and First Mate. Oh, they pretty. Her costume, my costume, yeah. Can I wear it? Also, where are my legs? My leg! Wait, so sewing room. Sitting room? Oh, wait. Oh, pretty little flowers. Levier. I like the sound of this. Then dark room. Do not enter if red lights are on. Hi, babe. Hi. Hi. He's my girlfriend. Oh fuck! It's locked. Hang on, was it here? Hi, wonderful. How are you, baby? How the fuck are you? There was supposed to be a closet. Yeah, flush the toilet, you bitch. Wait, I didn't see this before. Mitten! Our cat. Galen, age 5. Oh. Oh? Oh no. Just... Wait, open panel? I'm still very tired, but I'm okay. How are you? Well, go the fuck to bed! Ooh. I'm good. I'm a little bit creeped out by this game. I'm pretty sure... Oh. I'm pretty sure it's not a horror game. But it still creeps me out. Ghost Hunters, Sam and Lonnie's Secret House Investigation. Log. Hidden compartments found. 3. Library upstairs hall. Foyer. Evidence of the supernatural discovered. 0. Search continues. Woo! What's the point of this place? Oh. What the fuck? Oh. That was scary. Where did I drop the crucifix? Oh god, so... Love the hake. Oh, for God so loved the world, he gave his only son. Shit. Why did you stop working? Hello. Oh, so we're back here. Fuck, that scared me, man. Woo. Okay. Las libraries. holding the crucifix here. I still don't think this is supposed to be a horror game, but I'm very creeped out. By the way. I think. Basement? Locked? Oh, yeah, here. Please be locked. I guess this is my emotional support. Crucifix now. I didn't notice this either. Damn Katie, mom and dad. Damn Terry. So we're this one. Apparently. Thunder. Thunder. It's not a panel. Okay, so here? Huh? Not here? Oh. Why did that scare me? Private, do not read. Green Glacier Part 2. Some of the Green Briar 9th grade. Wait, is this part 2? Even at the edge of the world. Allegra and her scouting party peered down warily through the dense canopy of rustling leaves from their perch high in the forest's branches. Mere feet away, sunlight shone brightly off the inner ice walls of the glacial basin, in which the forest grew. It was just a strange sight indeed. Such lushness juxtaposed with the frigid ice formations. Oh, come on. Don't laugh at me, girl. Allegra leapt forward without hesitation, bounding through the high branches. The first mate had been captured by the Green Glacier's Amazonian tribe. His life... His life? Oh. I thought that was a girl as well. His life hung in the balance. We have to hurry, Allegra's party followed behind, moving quietly as a breeze through the greenery. Allegra landed in the clearing and shouted, "Stop!" She saw the Queen Amazonian up on her pedestal, reaching for the lever that would drop her first mate into the vat below. She shouted, "No!" and flung her saber at the Amazon's reaching hand, but it was too late. First mate screamed as he fell toward the water, then splashed down and all was eerily silent. Allegra looked on, frozen in fear and remorse. He had been a moment too late. Then, from the vat, something began to emerge. Head of dark brown hair, just like the first mate's. Then the shoulders and sleeves of his coat soaking wet. But as the figure stood and the water poured down, Allegra saw that the first mate had changed. He was no longer a man at all. In fact, what looked back at her were the eyes, the face, the hair and hands, body of a woman. Still in the first mate's clothes, still the first mate. She spoke in a soft, clear voice. "Captain?" The Amazonian Queen said, "She's one of us now, she's ours." Allegra drew her magical flintlock pistols from her belt and her crew readied their swords. Allegra glared into the Queen's eyes and said, "That's the love of my life, you can't have her." Wowee. property of Sam. Turn right 3 times. Stop at something. 1 full turn? Pressing first. Something at second number. Stop at the third hour. Huh? Half of Sam's locker combo added to backpack. Okay. It opened this, yep. There's one more secret path somewhere. Sam's room? Okay. I'm still not sure what the goal in this game is. Just been exploring for 1 hour and 20 minutes. Well, 1:16 realistically. This is Sam's room, right? So... Ah, got him. It's a Luigi board! Goodbye. Hello? Hello, who are you? Oscar, what do you want? You come back. Back? First combo. So, I have a locker somewhere? Sorry, Sam has a locker somewhere? Oh, the locker! Duh! Turn right 3 times, stop at first number, turn left once. One number this... Or... This is our best info. Oh. 050... 1? Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Be cute.
Lonnie came over today, but everything was different. She was sitting at my desk chair, and she wouldn't look at me. Finally, I asked her what was going on. She said she felt like she'd done something wrong that night in the city. Like I must think... But I said no. There was nothing wrong. I just wanted to say...
But I love her.
But I couldn't find the words.
Oh.
I felt like I was gonna cry, but I wasn't sad. She got up and sat next to me on the bed. I looked at her. Lonnie, do you think you could ever... And that's when she kissed me.
Aww. Aww. They kissed, guys. Can I turn this around? Just... Nope. Okay. Wait, where was the basement? Nothing wrong. I'm pretty sure this is not the basement. I wanted to try it anyway. Is there any way I can actually like run? I don't think so, but... Hey Gage, what up friend? How you doing? Yeah, catch the Kingler bitch. Sorry. Catch it anyway. Is this the basement? Nope. Guess it was here. I'm great, how are you? I'm creeped out. I'm creeped out by this game. Just a tiny little bit. Other than that, I am absolutely fine. More than fine, really. Ooh, basement. Ooh. Is it a spoopy game? I don't know if this is supposed to be a spoopy game, but there has definitely been things that have been spoopy. I guess it's just the like general atmosphere. Dear Samantha, I would like to cordially thank you for having me to your abode for the Thanksgiving holiday with your lovely family. I enjoyed the flavorful potatoes, and also it was weird being around your parents for that long, but it was pretty funny. How impossible it is for your dad not to be awkward for more than 30 seconds at a time. Very cordially yours, your close friend and confidant, Lonnie D. A fancy man, yes, quite. Yay, got the Kingler, let's go. Dear Miss DeSoto, allow me to take this opportunity to thank you in kind for being such a gracious host of the festivities at your father's estate, following the aforementioned meal with my parents. The family's Thanksgiving feast was the more enjoyable of the two events, I must say. I especially appreciated the time I spent with your grandmother, who is a lovely woman with sterling taste and refined air. Sure. Let's do it again sometime next year, shall we? Indeed, Madam Samantha Greenbrier. Where? Hello. Ohio. Huh? Okay. Aww, that's cute. Like the little mouse. Cool.
It's different now. I mean, we still hang out all the time like before. But now when no one else is around... Well, you know. So you could say we're dating. But it's secret. Secret dating? I don't know. I mean, I guess that's the real difference. Now when we get off the phone, or go home for the night, or it's just quiet and we're alone, we say I love you.
Oh. Oh man, one of my old sex ed assignments. I've seen this before. Cool. It's the same plug? Oh no, it's not. K is for kind, A is for amazing, I is for intelligence, E is for talented, L is for light-hearted, I is for important, N is for nice. Yes, Meep is here as well. The mad lad. Shmeepy! Dear Samantha, congratulations. I am pleased to inform you of your admission to the creative writing track of the Reed College Summer Program for Young Scholars for its 95th session. We believe you have much to contribute to the Reed College community. Based on your portfolio and academic record, I am also pleased to offer you financial aid to cover 75% of the summer program's tuition and fees. The attached documentation delineates the schedule, optional secondary track choices, and your dormitory assignment. Aw, young love. Hell yeah! Please remember to submit the attached form if you wish to be eligible for one of the 3 Reed full-time undergraduate scholarships to be awarded to exemplar students at the end of each summer program. We very much look forward to your attendance. Again, congratulations on your admission and best wishes from all of us at Reed College. Sincerely, Julie Morris, Director of Admissions. Why is my nose so itchy? I don't like this.
So stupid sometimes. I
Oh.
was telling Lonnie that I got into my college summer program thing. And I was all making plans like, you should come visit me, stay in my dorm room. But she said, Sam, I ship out on June 6th. I was like, ship out? To where? She said, to basic training. What did you think I was doing all that ROTC stuff for? I guess she's been planning to join the army right after high school since she was like 12. And I guess she's really going to do it.
Dang, girl.
So I was like, after graduation, I'm just never going to see you again? She said, let's just have fun while we can.
Indeed. More punk music. Yolanda de Soto. Valle de Aragón. La sección. Neza what? The what? Neza Hualcoyotl? Dara Mexico. Mexico. Miss Samantha Greenbrier. USA. Roar. Oh boy. Today's Spanish lesson. Fly. Mosca. Abcap. Papa Kudos. Sunbeam. Rayo del Sol. Your love, Tumor. I'm so happy you liked the drawing. I was thinking of us when I drew it. I knew you'd be able to tell. You'd love Mexico, I think. Probably. The nature here is totally different than back home. I keep thinking about... And the first... Oh, Allegra? And the first mate lost on a... Yeah, mysterious island where even the plants are out to get them. Hey, sweet! The gang is here! Most of the gang is here. How are you, sweet? How's your, Saturday? Yeah. And then I think of them together, but they're in the wilderness together. Out there in the wilderness together. And I start thinking of you again. I lie here in bed and I can almost feel you. I've been trying to save it up for when we're together again. I haven't done a good job, okay? But I tried. Good, thanks. Got lunch from work finally. Whoop whoop, what are you having? What you having? Okay, enough about that. Your last letter got to me the day before we start arriving back north. We'll be raising this letter home. If I get home first, we can read it together. And yes, I'm taking tons of photos. I have to spend so much time in the dark room. I've Lon. Who the fuck is Yolanda de Soto then? Oh, is that Lonnie's real name? Maybe. Yolanda. Yolanda Lonnie? Yolanda Lonnie? Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry. X-ray specs. Yeet. Girl Scout, the band formerly known as Cub Scout? Sure. Deadless role model, authority, main squeeze, telling stories, instruction, first mate, self, girls. Self? Girls. Croissants.
Todd's band
Oh.
lost their singer. Todd said he sucked. Lonnie said he got sick of Todd's shit, and he was complaining about needing a new singer. So Lonnie was like, I can sing. And they were all kind of like, you can? And she was like, probably. But she's been rehearsing with them for like a week now. And I finally got to see them play in Todd's basement today. And she's actually really amazing.
Yay.
I feel so proud when she's on stage. It's incredible being in awe of someone you love. So everybody knows it's like
Really
a
is.
temporary situation till she ships out in June. But till then, I'm gonna be at every single show.
Pull. Pull the lever. I'm sure this is right. Harbor Hill. Uh-huh. First floor plan. It's locked. It is not. Oh. It doesn't work. There's only like firewood here anyway. There are different kinds of sounds. Amazing. Oh. Huh? And jewelry. Higher pendant, custom engraving, I'll possess. $780. Cute. Coyote. Oh. Wait, no, that was the one we just read. Create the trash. Can't use that.
They tell
whoops.
you to stick with the group on field trips, Katie. There's a reason for that. Lonnie and I snuck off on the side paths at Multnomah Falls and got a little lost. Okay, a lot lost. Like, for hours. Right before the bus left, we found a trail and came running down the path, soaked and covered in mud, shouting for the bus not to leave. The school called home. Mom and Dad said, you didn't get into trouble like this before you met that Lonnie girl. But I don't think they know about us. The kids at school, though, I'm really afraid that's a whole other story. Stick with the group, Katie. Stick with the group.
Just do it. Hey Sam, I'm writing to you from Multnomah Falls. I'm here on a stupid class trip, which is stupid because it's March and I don't know if anyone running this school has been to Oregon, but it's cold and rainy as shit in March. Wish you were here. Oh wait, you are here because I'm writing this to you in the gift shop. Oh shit. What? Oh shit, here you come? Sure. What's behind this thingy here? Where the fuck are we? Oh, that's a lot of... There's a lot of stuff to read in this game. Hang on. No, this is not the same place. Got it. I was like, have I been here yet? I have not, in fact. Women Outlaws. Wow. Amazing name. This will show you who runs things around this joint. Tougher and a wild Mustang. No female's gonna tell me. Oh. 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 Speaking against the patriarch. The great Goodfellow riot of '95. Oh, it's Captain Allegra and first. Okay. Not enough. Heard enough? Girl justice now? Okay. Wipers. Butterfree! Alright, let's see. That's a lie to mom and dad's situation, but it was so worth it. The girls on stage were just... Oh, this was actually one of the, like the voiced messages. Psycho House Girl. The coolest stuff about being the Psycho House Girl. Cool thing number 1. Everybody in the hall thinking you don't know they're looking at you and whispering as you walk past, because I guess they haven't heard of peripheral costumes? Peripheral costumes? Skeletons and devils. Cheerleaders from the Smells Like Teen Spirit. Yeah, one girl dressed as Jackie Kennedy. Oh, that lights up a lot. Huh. Another cassette player? Dear Miss Greenbrier, I appreciate the time and effort you put into writing your letter. Letter. It showed initially what was well written, but it does not change my mind on this matter. While I understand that Miss DeSoto is a friend of yours, the fact of the matter is that she defaced school property with profanity? The fact that she allegedly defaced her own locker in retaliation for another student doing the same to yours is immaterial. Immaterial? As to your complaint that no other student has been punished for their part in this incident, the fact is that no guilty part has come forward. There has been no convincing evidence as to who might have defaced your locker. In other words, there is no one to punish. I would suggest letting this issue drop, as it will only bring more unwanted attention on yourself, which I believe is what you claim began this whole incident in the first place. Sincerely, Principal Sheldon Grossman. And that's gross.
I don't get Lonnie sometimes. Like, her band, and our zine, and her hair, and everything are all anti-authority.
Zine?
I watch her in JROTC, and she's doing drills in perfect formation. Following orders, no question. And there's all this stuff in the news about don't ask, don't tell. Like, she's going to join the army and then have to lie about who she is. She said they don't need to know what they don't need to know. Like it was no big deal. This from the girl who trashed her locker to, like, defend my honor. I've learned when to stop arguing, though. I don't think Lonnie even gets Lonnie sometimes.
Still here, just keep dozing off. No worries, babe. No worries at all. Ooh. Ooh, where the fuck are we? Oh, we're here. You should nap, babe. Take a little nap. Azam. Skull was the coolest thing I found in Mexico. It was like $3. Americans. I love it. Merry Xmas. Miss you. LPS treasured always. Skull? I see no skull. Any panels we can remove? Oh. Huh? Get to Earth, Wind and Fire, Civic Auditorium. Huh. Just put it there. Mom, Spurs. Give me money. Money, please. Linens. Kitchen. Kimchi. Oh. That's a zine? Oh, there we go. Sam, since you refused to hear us out this afternoon, your mother and I are putting this in writing so that we are absolutely clear. You're grounded for the rest of the month from social and telephone privileges, and from using your car for anything except going to and from school. We understand what you are going through, but we can't allow you to continue with this kind of behavior at school. And clearly, once your privileges are reinstated, we can't allow you to have your bedroom door closed while Lonnie is at the house. This is the last word on the matter. Get back on course so this won't have to happen again. I'll be lurking, sweetheart. Enjoy your nap. Whatever you're doing, babe. Distributing inappropriate material. School grounds. Phone call to students' parents. Out of school suspension.
I had an interesting talk with Mom and Dad tonight. One you were never gonna need to have. I mean, you've known, right? I've known. I've known since, like, She-Ra. Mom and Dad didn't, I guess. But they saw the zine and stuff on the locker, and they were like, is there something we should know about you and Lonnie?
No.
And so here's the thing. I was prepared for them to be mad, disappointed, or start crying or something, but they were just in denial. You're too young to know what you want. You and Lonnie are just good friends. You just haven't met the right boy. It's a phase. That's what I didn't see coming. That they wouldn't even respect me enough to believe me. Well, joke's on them, because they're in for one very long phase.
That sucks. Accidental Warrior. Don't give up on this, honey. Oh, by Terrence. I wish I could read it. Oh. Okay. So there's another cassette somewhere. Right here. Let me guess, it's fucking punk rock again. Cooking low fat for the whole family. Just don't add fat. Problem solved. Alright. I have reading to do. Mr. and Mrs. Jonathan Blair request the honor of your presence at the marriage of their daughter, Helen Margaret, to Mr. Richard Morris Pattermack. Sunday, the 4th of June, 1995. Could just use numbers. 4:30 in the afternoon. Sunset Lutheran Church, Seaside, Oregon. I'm scheduled working at Kronberger on Hill Road. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday, 12 to 6. Amore pizza. Delivery in 40 minutes, guaranteed. Fresh, hot, delicious. From 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Look. Oh look, Gage, there's milk. Want some milk, Gage? Got some milk. That was. Probably expired. But there's some milk. Israel's jam, salad dressing, ketchup. More milk. Oh. Hey, can I actually do this? I wonder. Yeah, that's how you use a water dispenser. Clearly. I don't think you can. Nope. Oh, that did make. That made no sound. Kate comes home this month. Woo woo. Oh my god. Crunch. No dimension lich. What? Dear Mr. Greenbrier, first let me say that I hope this missive finds you well. Hell, it feels like a goddamn miracle that it finds you at all. Do you know how long we've been trying to track you down? We're not. We aren't the feds, the men in black, or any other sort of creeping fascist hobgoblins. In fact, we're on your side. Let me start from the beginning. Unknown Dimension is what you might call a specialist publishing house. We traffic in the weird, the ahead of its time, the lost but not forgotten by a small but dedicated group of blood-ink bibliophiles. Type of out there mass marketing shunning. Visionary expression that refuses to be taken on anything but its own terms. We've had an unparalleled run since our inception 4 years ago. Unearthing and receiving Christ. Or zombie-like, timeless works such as N.N. Bestman's Message of the Snake Man. It's Inside Me by Jens Keller and Emil Krieger's oft-banned Venusian Flesh Traders. But ever since we discovered tattered copies of your Accidental series at a church rummage sale in Long Branch, New Jersey, we've been trying to track down the author of this weird and dark American outsider art. It's just the kind of forgotten portal in the 20th century civilization's anxieties and delusions that our readers lose their minds over. James Bond and Harrison Ford might be the dick-swinging heroes the modern suburban America wants. But John Russell, mild-mannered insurance agent by day, reckless history-rising sociopath by night, is the twisted peacekeeper that it deserves. It is our mission to bring him back to life. Okay, so I've typed plenty. What do we want from you? We want your permission to reprint the work since your original publisher, Mercury Books, folded a decade ago. We want you to supply a new foreword for the books to appear in brand new editions of The Accidental Savior and The Accidental Pariah. Be produced by Unknown Dimension as a limited run and marketed directly to our highly discerning customer base. And we want to offer you a portion of the proceeds. Contract to follow, assuming you're interested in coming along with us on this weird odyssey. We look forward to embarking with you and to thrusting your work screaming back into the sweating palms of an unsuspecting American public. It's about time. Flyest off. Medish Kaczynski, publisher Unknown Dimension. Interesting. Accidental Pariah. Yay. Okay. That's a shovel. That's a rake. Where's the hoe though? Oh, there it is. There's my hoe. Sam, your mother and I will be away for a long weekend celebrating on our anniversary June 3rd to 7th. We will be camping in the gorge, but we will give you a call on the way home. So the kitchen is still mid-renovation. Never trust the contractor. $40 on the table to order pizza while we're gone. Be good. $40 for the pizza? What the fuck? And this is in 95. Where the dollar had like a lot more value. Why is there milk in here? Keep refrigerated? Well, this ain't it, chief. That's a garage door. Garage. Bloomberg asked me about clown combos. McMuffin! You were too late, son. Howdy, man. How's it going? How's your weekend? So far. Microwave? Question mark? Oh. Congratulations on your new position. Dear Regional Conservation Director Greenbrier. Having received your formal acceptance letter, I write to congratulate you on your new position as Regional Conservation Director of the State Forestry Service. Wish you luck in your final weeks at Flintlock National Forest and very much look forward to welcoming you your new desk in the State Forestry Office at 8 AM on May 1st. Mayday, Mayday. Racing. It's a mug. Men are what their mothers made them. I am sure that if the mothers of various nations could meet, there would be no more wars. My life, my mom has been a person that I've always looked up to. This is so awkward to read. Where there is a mother in the home, matters go well. Motherhood. I'm sure it's supposed to say motherhood, but it's reading what it says. Motherhood is that it's best when the tender chords of sympathy have been touched. I remember my mother's prayers, and they have always followed me. They have clung to me all my life. Freudian slip is when you say one thing but mean what? Freudian slip is when you say one thing but mean your mother. The heart of a mother is a deep abyss at the bottom of which you will always find forgiveness. An ounce of mother is worth a pound of clergy. Mothers are fonder than fathers of their children because they are more certain they are their own. I mean, I guess. A mother's heart, a patchwork of love. Oh, is that where the... Oh, that's where the sentence ends, my bad. Oh god, just a sec. Mother is the name for God in the lips and hearts of little children. Mother's love grows by giving. The tie which links Mother and child is of such pure and immaculate strength as to be never highlighted. Mother is a verb, not a noun. That's an awful lot of text for a fucking mag. Damn it. Potato chips. Dude, is original. What about the nutritional value? Oh, why? Amount per serving? 28 grams. Cool. I like this, that there's a lot of stuff you can, like, grab. Even if they don't do anything. It's just like grabbing stuff. So... there's no way to open this door, right? Ugh, excuse me? I'm not yawning, you're yawning. Got him. I don't think I've been here yet. No. I have not before this door is open. Closed. Pizza? On a weeknight? Yes! This magazine gets me. Hell yeah! Toilet paper, paper roll. Cleansing powder? Vax. Powder cleanser. Cleansing what? Still here, no. Squeak. Urgent. Ugh. Why are you guys yawning? Sam, I wish I knew how to explain it better. The army is this thing I grew up with. It's part of me. My dad's army friends are like family. I've always known it was where I'd end up. Oh, I'd never thought of it any other way. I wish things would be different. Maybe someday when I'm settled at a base and you're done with college, you're a famous writer and I can rebuild a tank engine with my eyes closed. Things will be different and we can be together. Until then, blah, L. I'm honestly surprised that didn't trigger a voice line or thingy, whatever. Would have assumed. I did assume. Dear Cass, I can tell you what a joy it is to see John Russell back in print. Thank you very much for sending on copies of the new editions. The cover art is really something. I know you said that Unknown Dimension isn't in the business of printing new material, but this revived interest in my work has brought on a wave of inspiration, resulting in a manuscript that completes John Russell's journey, which I think you may find intriguing. It is reflective and introspective without forgetting the excitement and weirdness that Unknown Dimension readers expect. I hope this might be an exciting new direction for Unknown Dimension to pursue. At the very least, I am grateful that John Russell's adventures didn't come to an end quite when I thought they had. My thanks and regards, Terence L. Fire, aka our dad. Yes, hands. Yeah. Cover copy. It's been almost 20 years since John Russell heard the call. Twice he saved the president's life. Practically forgotten days of the future, of danger and excitement. Days where he mattered. When the familiar rip in time opens in front of him and his handlers peer out, he doesn't hesitate. The president in danger? No. The life you save this time will be your own. And those are some large buttons. I mean map. Spoopy music. Where we'll do it? Do what? Midnight, June 5th. Final preparations are complete.
We agreed our last night together would be our happiest ever. And we'd forget tomorrow was going to come at all. It worked for a while. We had a good time seeing Oscar off. Then ran up to the attic to look through our photos. To find one for Lonnie to take with her. And looking at them, I realized they were all in the past. And there wouldn't be any more. I didn't know what I was going to do. And I cried. And she held me. She said she knew it was hard, but life would move on. I said I didn't want my life to keep moving without her. That's when she cried too. I was so exhausted. I must have fallen asleep like that, in her arms. In the morning, I woke up, and I was finally alone.
That shit. Hi Mom, Dad and Sam. I have had a wonderful time on the beaches of Barcelona. Dad and Sam, I think you would like the gaudy architecture. It's from a strange alien world. I'm headed to my final destination, Amsterdam. For how long? That depends. I'm running low on money. I will look for a cheap standby ticket and call you when I'm headed home. Sorry for the short notice. Can't wait to see you all again. It will be good to be home. Love, Katie. Okay. That's actually quite impressive. Put it out. A going away show for Lonnie D. Out. However, all ages, Saturday, June 3rd, the Tonic. $3, that's expensive as
Lonnie
shit.
had her going away show with her band tonight. She's so incredible on stage. And she was singing, I could practically forget everything. That we only had 48 hours left. That I don't know what comes next. That I can't live without her. Then she dedicated the last song to me. And I couldn't take it. I was out on the curb in the alley, sobbing till my ribs hurt. I would follow her anywhere, Katie. But I can't. Where she's going. After a long time, she found me. She said she was sorry. She said, I wish things could be different. I just wanted to make you happy. I said, I don't think you can anymore.
I'm sorry, what? What happened? Into journal? Oh, we're here. We've been here. Yep, in this one. Our alarm. Oh, the other way. Gotta be. Huh? Oh yeah, the Ouija board. Luigi board. I still don't know the end goal of this game. Maybe that's okay. Maybe it's just a little story. Oh, I completely missed this. A specific Institute of Art exhibition. 91? That was 4 years ago from the time of this game. I'm not sure where we're supposed to go. Oh, hang on. So a secret passage that I have not yet seen. And it's like right here. Apparently. Oh, I like this. Oh. Oh. It's like, yeah, Oscar. Oh, attic key. Hell yeah.
The sunset light in this house is the saddest thing I've ever seen.
The full windows.
I just want to sleep.
Hey,
When I'm
bitch.
in the attic, it almost feels like Lonnie could still be here. She's just downstairs. I'm just waiting to hear her pull down the hatch and come running up. Maybe I'll go up to the attic and wait.
Is it a haunted game? I mean, scary? I don't know. I don't think it's supposed to be, but there's definitely like a creepy atmosphere. In a way. I don't know. Possession and exorcism. Interacting with the supernatural and releasing unwanted spirits. Noted psychologist Christine Quinn guides the reader through the detection of spirit possession in oneself and others. Others. The release of displaced or trapped spirits and the procedures involved in successful exorcisms. Healing of lost souls is a particular focus. Allowing loved ones and local entities to move to the next plane is sometimes the core of spiritual cleansing. A fascinating exploration of processes connecting us to the other side with real practical value. Yay! Actually, I'll put it here. I grab this. Only turn it on. So, attic. Where was attic? I think upstairs? I mean, it has to be, right? Like, yeah, it's kind of like... It's thundering outside. And then there was this one part where I got kind of spooked. There was this, like... string for a lamp. Turn it on and off. And it just kind of broke, I guess. That kind of scared me. I don't think this is supposed to be overall a scary game. I think not. I'll always remember what we had. Stay strong, kick-ass. Love you, Lonnie. Oh. Oh, are those tears? Those smudges? Not smudges, stains. They might be.
Katie, I fell asleep in the attic, in Lonnie and my old spot, and I missed the first 2 calls. I just barely caught the 3rd one before the machine got it. And it was Lonnie, on a payphone. She'd been on the bus to Basic, and she said she couldn't think of anything but me and us, and that she couldn't go through with it, with the army and being apart and all of it. And so she got off the bus in Salem. She said, "Sam, I want you to pack up everything you can and get in your car and come find me. And let's just drive until we find somewhere for us." And she asked me if I could do that. And I said yes. Yes.
Yes. Oh, hell yeah. Holographic PayPal. Yay. I'm assuming this is a photo of Lonnie. I don't know why I'm taking this out of the drawer, just yeeting them onto the floor. That's what we're doing. Stop bath. Bisulfite stop bath. Yeah, stop bathing, you fool. Read letters to Katie. Oh.
Katie, I'm so sorry that I can't be there to see you in person. That I can't tell you all this myself.
Got goosebumps.
But I hope as you read this journal and you think back, that you'll understand why I had to do what I did. And that you won't be sad, and you won't hate me. And you'll just know
What?
that I am where I need to be. I love you so much, Katie. I'll see you again. Someday. Love, Sam.
Huh. Oh, goosebumps. Fuck. That was great. I don't know why, but it was great. Grayson is Sam, Sarah. Elma. Steve. Huh. Interesting. In the music of Heavens. Betsy, Brad Mobile, The Youngins, Origin scored by Chris Rimmel. Wish I wasn't working and could have watched more. You can go back. Honestly, it was just a lot of like reading and exploration, I guess. Surprisingly, I really enjoyed it. And as always, it feels nice to finish a game in a single stream. That is true, I could always rewatch a stream. Man! Did look good from what I was watching. I wonder if I missed anything. Probably. Cats? They give extra special thanks to cats? What, 16 cats? Damn. Oh. Thanks for playing. You're welcome. This was awesome. Definitely not the game I would have been playing. That I would have played otherwise. That's why we're here. That's why we're doing one game a day. That was good. Sam and Lonnie. Gonna break apart? Are they forever together? Gone home. Trophy earned. Completed the game. Total trophy progress 9%. What else is there? Completed the game having found all 23 of Sam's journal entries. What? Completed the game in less than 1 minute with no modifiers enabled? How do you complete this game in 1 minute? Less than 1 minute. Completed the game having found all 24 journal entries with no modifiers enabled in less than 10 minutes. Activated all commenter nodes. Developer commenter modifier enabled. And then some hidden ones. How do you complete this in 1 minute? With no modifiers enabled. I don't get it. That's okay. Damn, man. That was cool. That was real cool. I'm also glad I now have some extra time before my second stream. Like an extra hour almost. Oh man. Good shit. Anyway, thanks everyone who hanged out with me again. Pretty much had all the whole posse here. Fucking awesome as always. Toodles. Toodles. Like Porcelain would say. Yeah, so next up is, I believe, Grand Kingdom? Yeah. It is indeed. That's gonna be in like 3 hours and 20 minutes, so I hope to see you all there. For those on YouTube, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, all the good stuff, whatever. And yeah, I'll see you on the next. Bye for now, see you around.